My name is Dr. Mrs. Akanji, Omolara Akanji. I'm a dame of the Catholic Church, a princess of the Catholic Church. I was on the board. I'm retiring. I have spent 2 tenure of 4 years. I was on the board as an independent director of the Sterling Bank. And I held a position of being the chair of the board credit committee. Yeah. Well, I found the journey very interesting. I was in the Central Bank. I retired from Central Bank of Nigeria after for 35 years. And after that 35 years, I served 2 governors of Central Bank as their, what they call today special advisor. I served with Soludo, Governor Soludo, and then Emir. So after leaving the appointment in Central Bank, I was called to serve as a member of the Petroleum Revenue Scheme, trying to understand where the revenue of oil, the way it moves in the country, how it moves from the moment of exploration and all that. And then to be able to understand the dynamics. And then the resulting foreign exchange impact. Because I retired as a director of trade and exchange in Central Bank. And so I think that's the skill, that's the understanding that brought me to Sterling Bank. I would say I moved from there to Sterling Bank. Perfectly so, because I think you need to have the understanding of central banking, its rules and regulations, and the way the banking sector fits into the macro position of central bank. Because the banking sector is a micro understanding of the central bank. But central banking, has a very strict rule for the banks. It's a very serious regulatory sector. So if you are a central banker, you have an understanding. Central banker, not just a central banker that doesn't have the understanding of macro policies. You must. I was a director, acting director of research department, where policies that were initiated. I was a director of trade and exchange. I was a director performance improvement, which keeps you on toe of your key performance indicators and all that. A woman to be on the board of any board whatsoever, not just banks, must be well educated, must be skillful, and must have a very good attitude. Attitude of teamwork. You must be able to work as a team in any board whatsoever. You must work as a team. So if you have those skills, you can fit into any board whatsoever. The dynamics of the board is teamwork and understanding of individuals within the board. And then, attitude of can do. And, no remorse. You don't carry on as if the world is coming to an end. You must always do your portion, because if you don't do your portion, you become the weak link of the board. Yes. For me, I didn't see that, because like I mentioned earlier, your exposure, your education, your skill, your capacity to be able to, discern what is good and what is not good, your attitude. I didn't see that on the board of Sterling Bank. I didn't see that, difference. I didn't see it. It didn't show. I mean, we all came up with our best, just to make sure that the board gives the best to the bank.
Yeah.
So I didn't see it. I think there is need for diversity.
Okay.
And when you look at the EPG policy, environmental diversity, it's encouraging all corporate bodies to bring on board the women that are skillful. It's not just bringing in women, the women that are skillful, the women that are ready to learn, to give back. Because, giving is not just giving resources, giving your intellect, giving yourself. If you give yourself to a group, not just a board, even in our environment, you get the best result. But if you have a situation where somebody that is supposed to be given the board the best of itself is always critiquing the environment, always finding faults, then that attitude can disintegrate the board. You might find in another board some who will be a bully. The bully thing is a silent board issue, but many people don't observe it. It does happen. I haven't seen it here, but it does happen. And that really drives away women. They will say, I don't want to go to that board. I don't want to be part of it. They don't want women there. So that kind of thing. But I believe in diversity, because what a woman will bring on board may not be available for men to bring on board. Because, women play with multi-skill. Yes. And things that's a tiny thing that a man cannot observe on a board, a woman will observe it. That will drive that board to a very positive level. So it's very necessary. Complementarity is even necessary. Not only diversity, you need a woman to complement. That's nature. That's nature, and it has to be seen in all dimensions, not just the board level, in all dimensions. In the institution, in any organization that you don't see a woman, that organization is not progressive. I will advise that a woman who is looking up to be a board member must be ready in terms of its skill acquisition, constant exposure, constant reading, exposing yourself to the economics of the environment, social dimension of the environment, anything that will impact growth, productivity, you must know. Anything that will impact the economy, you must know. So you have all this information at your fingertips that even when you are called unannounced, you will be able to speak out and speak to the subject. That is the skill that a woman needs to have. The second skill that a woman needs to have is the skill of try to work with anybody, no matter how difficult an individual is in any environment. As a woman, you are a mother already, and you know two children, they are not the same. You can't have two children to have the same character, but you still manage them. You manage the children, you manage your home, you manage your husband. So with that kind of, it's a skill that you cannot get from classroom, you cannot get it from anywhere, but you build it up. So it is that kind of attitude it's a positive attitude that you must carry to anywhere you find yourself, either on the board or anywhere whatsoever. If you have that kind of positive attitude, you begin to encourage others. You begin to win the environment, and you stand firm.